What's going on, beautiful people? Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you. I can't thank you enough, you motherfuckers. I love every single one of you. You guys are amazing. You're incredible. God bless you all. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, guys. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. We're going to take this channel all the way to the top. In this video, we're going to talk about how to stop comparing yourself with other people. Okay? Because I think it's very important. It's crucial for your improvement, for your character's development, this character that you're in. For me, my character Saeed. It's very important for the character's development, your character's development, to stop looking at the external world and worry about what's going on in the internal world. And one of the traps that we all are brainwashed, all of us, the 100% of the world's population, we're brainwashed into is comparing our success, because we have a definition of success, comparing our success in the world with other people, as if all the journeys are the same journeys. Very important to realize, to recognize, first of all, that every single fucking human being is going on their own different, unique path. They have this unique ego, this unique video game character that they happen to incarnate in, but each one of us has a different path, different karma, different everything, different circumstances at birth, different physical circumstances, emotional circumstances. This is different. We're different, okay? We gotta recognize, okay, guys, we're all different. First of all, we're all the same in the sense that it's just we're all love. We're all this one awareness, with this one consciousness. But as we play this video game of life, this Earth video game, we all have different journeys. You see, we go on about it with different journey, different circumstances, different everything. So when we realize that, it's good, because then you're like, okay, well, why am I even comparing myself with someone else when their journey is completely different than mine? And their success and what they define success as could be different from my definition of success. See, that's another thing. We're going to talk about quite a bit of concepts in this video. They're just sort of coming up spontaneously. So, first thing first, why do we compare ourselves to other people? I'll tell you why. I just give you an example. I feel like if I give you my example, it's probably going to be relatable to a large audience of you, large number of you guys. I remember one of my first early childhood memories is, actually, I remember clearly and vividly when I went into school, grade 1. There was a kid there named Tahir. And my mom used to always tell me, you have to beat Tahir in grades. So all I was looking at is, what did Tahir get in his test? When the teacher would give out people's grades, I would go and look at his grade, right? And I would be like, fuck, I didn't beat it, or I feel really happy that I beat it, right? So right there and then, from like grade first, right there, as a 6-year-old, here I am. And kids, you tell them whatever, they listen, they become it. Here I am being told by my mom that I should try and outdo this person. I should get higher grades than him. So right there and then, I'm being brainwashed from the time I was a kid to compare myself with other people. And you guys know, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So patterns start to develop in my brain, where I'm constantly comparing myself with other people. So now I'm looking at my height and I'm like, fuck, like I'm shorter than this guy, or I'm taller than this guy, right? So I'm looking at everything, suddenly everything, right? As I'm growing up as a kid, this just becomes a habit, a thinking pattern habit. Your brain just develops these pathways that think in terms of comparing with other people. Hierarchies. You put your ego here, that ego is above you, that ego is underneath you. And so that pattern continued until I realized the pattern. In the same way, a lot of you guys can probably relate, somewhere, something, some shape or form. all you have to do is just, go on TV, watch some TV, and suddenly you're gonna be bombarded with images of successful people, right? And they try to show you how cool their lives are and everything. So now you look at these successful people, these celebrities, and you're like, fuck, look at me. I'm a worthless piece of shit hanging around this universe. Look at how miserable I am. And then you feel like shit because you're comparing. See, now you just felt like shit because you're comparing yourself to these celebrities, which could be happy, could be not happy. You don't know. They're just showing you the tip of the iceberg. Some of these guys could very well be happy, right? It's just that, I don't know. A lot of times in Hollywood, you get a lot of people overdosing on drugs, and it seems to me that these so-called celebrities, a lot of them are not exactly where you would think a happy person would be. And compassion for them, because it's tough being that fucking famous. It really is. It really is. These guys are victims just as much. A lot of these guys, they're just as much of victims as us, the consumers. Honestly, we're all victims in this. So, but again, you're looking at these people and now you're like, fuck, you're giving this picture of success and happiness, and you're looking at yourself and you're like, I'm not there, so fuck, I'm miserable. So, that gets brainwashed into you by media, even if you had the best parents ever. Then that still gets brainwashed by your media. And then, you go into school, and because everyone's brainwashed that way, it starts to become, you start to spend more time with your peers. But because you and your peers are programmed and wired to compare all the time, each other, everything, you start to compare now with your peers, right? So, you get into your teenage years and you start to wonder, you start to talk about dick size, right? How much are you, bro? Oh, I'm 10-inch, bro. I'm 10-inch. 10-inch. I just measured yesterday, 10-inch, bro. And then, your buddy tells you he's 10-inch, and you're like, fuck. I'm never going to be 10-inch. So then you feel like shit, and suddenly you think you have a small dick. You start to compare with your peers. Everybody starts to comparing. It becomes a dick measuring contest. That's the term. Dick measuring contest, right? So you start to compare everything, right? You start to compare height. You start to compare grades with your peers. You start to compare muscles. You start to compare everything, right? And everything becomes a comparison, a dick measuring contest. So that pattern of comparing gets reinforced again and again and again as you grow up. And then you start to develop insecurities around it, anxieties around it, all these negative, unhealthy consequences, mental, physical, that happen as a result of this constant game of comparison, comparing with other people. Really, really sad to see. And everybody's a victim of it. 100% of the world's population is. It really, doesn't matter what culture you're born into, it doesn't matter. If you're born into like a rich family, chances are, unless your rich family is like some next level high consciousness, your parents are like high consciousness and they see through this, chances are you're constantly comparing your fucking toys with the other rich kids' toys. Chances are, just chances. Again, it's a tendency. It doesn't happen 100% of the time. Chances are. And if you're born into a poor family in a poor neighborhood, you're probably looking at other poor families and saying, what do they have now? And I'm going to try to outdo them. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it seems that it doesn't matter what culture you're born into, what circumstances you're born into. It seems that this is the game we decided to play as humanity. Let's compare each other to one another. Competition, constant competition, right? A healthy amount of competition is good. I'm all in for martial arts. I'm all in for sports. I'm all in for that. I highly encourage that, actually. I think sports, putting kids into sports, into competitive sports, is so fucking important. But you teach them while they're in that competitive environment. You teach them to respect their opponent. You teach them to respect their coaches, their opponents, respect everybody, and they're just competing for the sake of competing, for the sake of playing, for the sake of participating in the game, but not for the sake of outdoing somebody or shitting on them or whatever. You teach them that in those competitive environments. You channel that competitive nature. But other than, so I'm all in for that. It's just like when that's all you're thinking and that it's not being disciplined, then yeah, everybody's playing that game. Comparison, comparing. So once you realize that this is why you've been doing it, and stop judging yourself for it, because we all do it, we all compare, then you start to take a step back and you start to say, okay, I don't need to participate in this game that everyone else is playing. I don't need to. You don't really need to. You don't want to. Believe me, it's a miserable game. You're always miserable. You're always unhappy. You're always unsatisfied and not content. And you always hate yourself and feel low self-esteem, and no matter how good you do, you never feel like you're good enough. You don't want to play that game. So you realize, okay, you know what? I don't want to play this fucking game anymore. You guys are a bunch of assholes. We all fucked up as humanity. What the fuck are we doing? What is this game we're playing? Let's just not play it anymore. Let's not play it anymore. Okay? So you say, I'm not going to play it anymore. I'm not going to participate in that anymore. I'm going to focus and dedicate myself to improving myself and competing with myself. The only person you need to outdo, the only person that you need to do better than, is the person you're looking at in front of the mirror. The only person is the one you're seeing in front of you right now. Is you. You say, okay, these are my cards. I've been dealt these cards in life. This is what happened to me. How can I improve on them? How can I improve on them? Without looking at someone else's journey or success. Because look, let's say, I'll give you an example here. Few examples. Let's get in the land of examples here. Examples show you. First example. Let's say you're someone who is financially poor, financially struggling. And let's say your friend is financially up the sky, right? So got everything you can ask for. You might look at this guy and say, fuck, I wish I was like him. However, let's say that you, the financially unstable, financially struggling person, have like this wisdom, for example, right? Or you seem like calm, collected, cool, you have this perspective on life. Well, guess what? Maybe your rich friend doesn't. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he does also. If he does, good for him, amazing. But maybe he doesn't. Maybe your friend doesn't. Maybe she doesn't. Your friend doesn't. Who knows? Maybe they are different, right? But they might also be looking at you and saying, fuck, this guy, this girl, seems like they got their shit together. I don't feel like I have my shit together. So they might also be looking at you and saying, trying to compare. Maybe they have everything they want, and still you look at them and you inspire from them. There's a difference, huh? You can channel this negativity of comparing and competing to inspire. So you look at someone who has their shit together, who has everything you want, and you say, wow, this is amazing. You're amazing. I want to be like you. I'm inspired to be like you. You inspire me. You inspire me so much. You see? So just recognize that, you might have some things right now that others don't have, and others might have things that you don't have right now, but it all doesn't matter. It all does not fucking matter. It really doesn't matter. You can inspire from those who have the things that you want to have right now. You can inspire from them instead of comparing. Inspire from them. You see? Another example. Let's say you start to eat healthy. Your friends eat McDonald's and junk food and never makes their meals at home. You start to eat healthy. So healthy right now means I'm no longer eating McDonald's. I'm no longer eating Burger King. Because let's say you and your friend always eat Burger King, McDonald's, all this junk food. Suddenly you say, I'm going to eat healthy. And then you tell your friend, watch me, I'm going to eat healthy. No more Burger King. No more McDonald's. I swear to you, bro. I swear to you. No more. You're not going to see me do this shit. Your friend's like, ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Laughs at you, blah, blah, blah. You're like, no, watch. I'm going to eat healthy. Then you stop eating McDonald's. You stop eating Burger King, right? And, you go and you start buying food from grocery store, right? So you start to buy, you're eating white bread. You're eating better foods. But maybe those foods can still be highly improved on. Maybe now you're buying canned food, blah, blah, blah. So you're eating better. You definitely went on a greater step here. Let's just agree that you're no longer eating the stuff. You're healthier. But if you have it in your head now that I'm eating healthy because you're comparing to your friend, see? You're limited by your friend now. Because so as long as your friend's eating McDonald's and Burger King and you're eating whatever you're eating right now, you're eating healthy because you're limited by a friend. But if you just eliminate your friend altogether and you say, all right, I'm eating this and that, how can I improve on my diet now? And then you start to improve, healthier. But as long as your friend's eating McDonald's, you're not gonna start to think about upgrading your diet until your friend starts eating the same food you're eating. And now you're like, oh fuck, I wanna be healthier than my friend. You start to think of upgrading. So you're being limited. When you understand this, when you're comparing yourself with other people, you are being limited. You're imposing your own limitations based on their limitations. Really, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. You're taking all that limits this person and you're placing it on you. So even when you're trying to be successful, and let's say, give you another example here. I like a lot of examples here. Let's say I am Lionel Messi. This is a good example. Let's say I am Lionel Messi. Sometimes I wish I was. I wish I had his left foot. Let's say I am Lionel Messi. When Lionel Messi is a football player, for you guys who don't know, when he was coming up, he was being compared a lot to Maradona. But it seems to me, and this is just my own speculations, it seems to me that Messi didn't get all consumed by that, because Messi went on to become better than Maradona. Because if Messi had looked and said, I just want to be like Maradona, or I want to be better than Maradona, and as soon as he becomes better than Maradona, then that's where he stops. But clearly Messi is just being Messi. He just wants to be the best Messi that he can be. And that's why he's surpassed Maradona, and he's surpassed all the players behind him to become the best player ever. It's clear to me that Messi is highly focused on being a better Messi. It's clear. It's pretty clear. It's, my own speculations. I could be wrong. Obviously, he's not perfect. He probably has moments where he's comparing. But I think, and he's surrounded by good people who understand psychology, I think Messi is really being focused on being Messi, being the best version of Messi. And that's why he keeps getting better and better and better. Because look, he's already been better than Maradona a long time ago. He could have stopped there, and he would have been limited by Maradona now. Right? But you don't compare yourself, because the minute you compare yourself to someone else, you're automatically limiting yourself. You're limiting yourself from what you can be. Even if you're comparing yourself to someone who's great, they still have their own limitations, and you could be limited by their own limitations, as opposed to saying, what am I right now? What is my current cards that the universe has dealt me? What is my current circumstances, and how can I massively improve on them? And you just start to become a better version of you. I always try to be just a better version of Saeed. I want to, every day I want to get up and I want to outdo Saeed from the day before. I want to outdo him just a little bit more in whatever aspect that I choose, whether if it's in the gym, whether if it's making videos, whether it's dealing with people, better interactions, better relationships, whatever. I want to outdo Saeed. And you get up you get up every day and you say, I want to outdo me. What can I improve on? And that's it. Then from there on, you don't look back. You don't look at anyone. You don't look, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. Okay. Don't get distracted. Just keep doing you. Keep doing you. Every day you get up and you do you. That way you're a limitless being, which you are. We're all limitless beings. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I talk about it every night and day. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? So, thank you for withstanding my terrible, terrible singing. Anyway, so, we're all limitless beings. We all are capable beings. We all can fly. We all have wings. We all have our own mission in life to accomplish. We all have our own thing to do. So stop this silly game of comparing yourself to other people, because it is just, you could be improving so much quicker, so much faster, so much better, and feeling greater, feeling amazing, feeling happier, okay? So hopefully I made a strong case for why you should stop comparing yourself to other people, and why you should just completely and totally focus on improving yourself on the present moment. What am I doing now? What can I do better? And just improving your journey from there without ever, because you can fall into this trap at any time in your journey in life, looking at people and trying to compare. Seek inspiration, but don't compare. That's it, guys. God bless you all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. I love every single one of you guys. One family, one love, one heart. Don't forget to subscribe or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.